Namaste children. Today's topic is Mughal Empire. Have you heard about Mughal Empire? Yes. Let us go to early 18th century. Let us go to early 18th century. You know, that time India was attacked by many invaders. Why? There were many small states. The India now you see was totally different from that time. One country, one flag, one government, like that. No idea was spread anywhere in India's small kingdoms. N number of small states were there in that time. So it was very easy for any invader to attack India and establish the rule. Okay, it was very easy for any invader to attack India and establish their rule in India. Why? Because these small kingdoms were not able to resist any foreign aggression. Once again, I will repeat. These small kingdoms were incapable of protesting against these foreign aggressions. You know, Ibrahim Lodi lost his glory because Delhi, where he was ruling, he was not able to control the opposition. So what happened? Ibrahim Lodi's officials invited Babur to come and attack India or invade India. Like that, Punjab, Gujarat, Bengal, Malwa, Rajputana, Kashmir, etc. was quite bad. Once again, I'll tell you the situation in Punjab, Gujarat, Bengal, Malwa, Rajputana, Kashmir, all these small states, conditions was very bad. There was no proper control, no peace, low maintenance, etc. Okay. So what happened? Any foreign invader like Babur attacked. It was so easy for them to establish rule and take the control. Slowly what they did, they extended the power to small kingdoms by checking and by invading other kings. The local people were suffering because of these invasions. Okay. Now, let us check how Babur laid the foundation of Mughal Empire in India. Okay. Now, let us check how Babur laid the foundation of Mughal Empire in India. Now, first Mughal emperor I am going to discuss is Babur. Okay. His name was Zahiruddin Muhammad. His name was Zahiruddin Muhammad, but people called him Babur, which means tiger. Okay, he was the great grandson of Timur and the descendant of Turkish ruler Genghis Khan, who had invaded India several times. Genghis Khan, Timur, all these were good support. Now, Babur was a brave soldier, you know, and he was experienced general and very good horse rider and shooter as well as good swordsman. Once again, I'll tell you, Babur was good soldier, brave soldier, experienced general, a skilled horse rider, sure shot shooter, and a skilled swordsman. After becoming the ruler of Kabul, he conquered Ghazni and Samarkand. But his failure to bring Samarkand permanently under his control made him to give his ambition of expanding empire towards the Central Asia. So what he did, he moved towards India. Why? Because he was attracted by the fabulous wealth of India. You know, children, why did he move towards India? Because he was attracted by the fabulous wealth of India. India was very rich. The research said that if you want to become rich, you go to India and invade. So many foreign invasions were taken place by attracted this immense wealth of India. Now, next point, Babur became the ruler of Hindustan by defeating Ibrahim Lodi in the first battle of Panipat in 1526 century. When in 1526, in the first battle of Panipat, he defeated Ibrahim Lodi and he started to rule Hindustan. Babur's this victory entered the power of Afghans. Babur's this victory entered the power of the Afghans. Then he got so much of economic benefit, security, influence, etc. So what he did, he spent so much of money to get the public confidence. He could spend so much of money to get the public support. But Afghan chiefs opposed him. Slowly what he did, he moved towards North India. He defeated Rajputs. Then Battle of Fierce, Battle of Kanwa, where Rana Sanga was defeated, was at another turning point. So that Battle of Kanwa entered the power of great warriors of Rajputs. You know, Rajputs were great warriors, but they could not resist the invasion of Babur. You know, Babur was good soldier, military commander, and he was very good scholar also. He wrote books. Okay. Among those books, Babur Nama in Turkish, what he wrote is about his life related events. That is very famous book. Okay, Babur Nama, that book which he was written in Turkish language shows many events of his life. Okay. Now I discussed about Babur, the Mughal emperor, how he could invade India, how he could spread the rule in India, how he was able to succeed and continue the rule. Now, let us check the next Mughal empire. Can you guess? Yes, that is Humayun. Okay. Nasruddin Muhammad Humayun was the eldest son of Babur. He faced so many difficulties. Who? Nasruddin Muhammad Humayun, the eldest son of Babur, faced so many difficulties to retain the Mughal Empire in India. He gifted separate provinces to his three sons. He had three sons. He separated his provinces and gifted to his three sons. What did he do? No? He was taking people in the hand and he made different countries people together and different language groups, and what he did, he tried to give a better rule for people. But slowly, Humayun lost his money as that treasury became empty. You know, treasury where revenue comes, where kings will have money to spend for the betterment or the welfare of the people. The treasury was empty. Not only that, he faced so much of oppositions from all the sides. His brothers, relatives, Afghans, Rajaputs, etc. were so much of against him. They opposed him. He multiplied his problems. Why? Because he had so many enemies. He had many foes or enemies. More than that, you know, he was addicted to opium. You know what is opium? It was a drug which people should not take, but he was addicted to that. More than that, another problem also he faced. What was that? He was not having proper military management. To retain the power, a ruler must have military ability. That he was lacking. Another problem, his father also failed to crush the Afghans' resistance, protest, fightings, etc. Like that, Humayun was defeated by an Afghan ruler, that is Sher Shah Suri at Chausa and Kanauj. These two were two strong kingdoms. So he was defeated by Afghan king, that is Sher Shah Suri at Chausa and Kanauj. That time Humayun was forced to leave India because he lost support. He was defeated by Sher Shah Suri, and what did he do, you know? He took shelter or refuge in Iran in 1540. Once again I'll repeat. When he was defeated by the Afghan king Sher Shah Suri, he was forced to take refuge or shelter in Iran in 1540. You know, he was not quite. After 15 years, he gathered so much of strength and he came back and attacked Sikandar Suri, who was the successor of Sher Shah Suri. Once again, I repeat, after 15 years, what did Humayun do, you know? He came back with full strength, good support of military, etc. And he attacked the successor of Sher Shah Suri, that is Sikandar Suri. Sher Shah Suri was very strong, but Sikandar Suri was not strong like Sher Shah Suri. Like that, after 15 years, Humayun restored the Mughal Empire in India once again. That means he could establish Mughal Empire after 15 years by defeating Sikandar Suri. Sikandar Suri was the weak successor of Sher Shah Suri. But unfortunately, he died. Can you guess how did he die? Yes, he died when he slipped from the steps of his library building at Delhi. He died by slipping from the steps of the library building of Delhi. Now, let us discuss about Akbar. Akbar was ascended to the throne. He became the king. He became the king at very early age. Think, tell me now, at what age? Yes, at the age of 14, under the guardianship of Bairan Khan, he became the ruler. You know, that time The position of Mughals was not strong like earlier. He faced so many difficulties. Hemu, Vikramaditya defeated Mughals and captured Agra, Delhi, etc. The position of Mughals was not very strong in India that time. Hemu, Vikramaditya had defeated the Mughals and captured Agra and Delhi. In the second battle of Panipat, the Mughals, under the leadership of Bairam Khan, Bairam Khan was the guardian for this young ruler Jalauddin Muhammad Akbar. I told you, no, at the age of 14, he became the ruler. In the second battle of Panipat, under the leadership of Bairam Khan, defeated Hemu in 1556 century. 1556, Hemu was defeated. So what happened? Agra and Delhi, both these places, these kingdoms were taken back and Akbar made Agra as the capital. Akbar made the Agra as the capital. So what happened? Akbar was very young. Guardian was Bairam Khan. Okay. Then he took the opportunity. Bairam Khan took the opportunity. He got lot of respect, power, etc. But what happened when people will get respect, power, etc.? They will misuse that. Same way he too also did. Bairam Khan too also did. What did he do? There were so many different opinions between Akbar and Bairam Khan. There were many different opinions, point of view, etc. between this Akbar and Bairam Khan. In 1560, Bairam Khan was forced to go on a pilgrimage to Mecca. Some secret planning was done and he was sent on a pilgrimage to Mecca. Mecca is the religious place where people will go for pilgrimage. Islam people will go for pilgrimage. Same way, even now people will go. That time too, Bairam Khan was really forced to go to Mecca. But so sad. What happened, He was assassinated on the way. There was some secret planning to kill him. So he was assassinated on the way. Now Akbar grown like good king. He got so much of influence, money, power, etc. among the people. He was kind enough to other religious people. Okay. Slowly what happened? His empire stretched from Kashmir in the north to the Godavari river in the south. Under Akbar, when he became the strong ruler, Mughal Empire spread from Kashmir in the north, okay, as well as to the Godavari river towards the south. Like that, from Afghanistan in the west side Afghanistan to Bengal in the east. So north to south, west to east, he could make the Mughal Empire. So what happened now? Let us check. Akbar conquered many strong kingdoms. For example, Gondwana, Chittor, Ranthambore, Bihar, Bengal, Kabul, Kashmir, Sindh, Deccan, Gujarat, all these strong kingdoms also, one by one, he attacked and he brought under his empire. Many people suffered a lot because of this fightings, but Akbar could succeed to spread his kingdom from north, that is from Kashmir, to south, that is towards the South India, as well as from west Afghan to East Bengal. So he got good control, good area under his rule. Now let us check what all he did to catch the public concentration for their welfare, etc. He set up an religious discussion center. You know what it is called? Ibadat Khana. One religious discussion center. Every Friday evening, people used to sit together and do religious discussions there. Lot of exchange of ideas, Hindu, Islam, all these different religious important discussions, important point of view discussions they did every Friday evening. And one more good thing he did, you know, divine faith. That is called Deen Ilahi. One blending of good points of all religions, Hinduism, Christianity, Jainism, like that. All he mixed with Islam and he started Din Ilahi. What did he start? Din Ilahi. Okay, so that gave him good name in the history. What did he do to get importance or to mark underlined position in the history? He started Deen Ilahi, that is divine faith. No ruler had done that till that time. In 1582, he blended, he mixed the good points of all religions like Hinduism, Christianity, Jainism, all other faith he mixed with Islam and he started Deen Ilahi. Many people appreciated that he was having religious tolerance. You know what is religious tolerance? He did not hate other religions. He made a mix of all religious good thoughts and he started one divine faith. That means Deen Ilahi. Okay, good point of view of all religions like Hinduism, Christianity, Jainism, many other faiths he accepted and mixed with the Islam teachings. It was not a religion actually speaking. It was a social religious path to make connection between different communities, to link between different communities. You know, all religions gist, that means important underlying meaning is same. That he realized and he made a socio-religious path to bring all different religions under this Din Ilahi. Now, let us check that why these local rulers were unpopular among the people. Because they were not having good military control. Okay. Then these small kingdoms as well as these kings were not able to fulfill the needs of the people. What they did, they attacked each other. There were many infightings between these small kings as well as they did not think as India as a country like today. Always people suffered because of this and infightings. There was no unity, there was no political stability, there was no economic prosperity also because of this fightings between small kingdoms. This time, it was very easy for the outsider or foreign invader to come and establish their rule. That way, Babur laid the foundation in India. His son Humayun and Humayun's son Akbar the Great, etc., could continue the real glory of the Mughal Empire. Okay, now let us check why these foreign rulers are coming towards India. Why? Why? Because India was having so much of wealth. Hmm? So much of wealth was India was very rich. These kings did not bother to take care of this wealth. Actually, if they would have been strong enough, they would have been strong enough to think India as the good, strong power, they would have been resisted like anything. But it was not happened. They did not bother to make India under one flag like today. When you see the national flag, when you hear the national anthem, you really feel lot of intimacy towards the nation. That way, a nationalist spirit was not inculcated among the people. Okay. Now, in 1605, after making Mughal Empire to its glory, highest position, real glory, spreading, what did he do, you know? He ruled till 1605 and he passed away in 1605 and he was buried Sikandara, that means 66 miles away from Agra. Sikri was named Fatehpur Sikri, that means city of victory, after the conquest of Gujarat. Sheulkul or universal peace and harmony was the important teachings or part of Deen Ilahi. Universal peace, because he tried to take different religions and he made peace and harmony among the people. He taught people different religious teachings and he made people to live together, work together under this Deen Ilahi, that means divine faith. You follow any religion, all these religions gist or important teaching is unity, prosperity, maintaining peace, etc. Okay, now let us check Akbar's story, very interesting story. He was very great, okay, but what happened here? He was able to make good rule for the people, and what did he do? He lifted India to a higher level. During his reign, India was having, or Mughal emperor among this Mughal emperors, among all these Humayun, Babur, Jahangir, like that, many ruled. Among all, Akbar got a very good name because what was his important thing? He was very religious, tolerance showing king. He started Deen Ilahi in 1582. Really speaking, it was not a religion at all. It was a socio-religious path. He mixed the teachings of different religions like Hinduism, Christianity, Jainism, and other faith, and he mixed it with Islam. Okay, so he made a social religious path to connect the people of different communities. that was liked by all the religious people. He did not show any difference, or he did not show any importance or difference, special consideration to one religion. He tried to unite people under socio-religious path or bridge. So he got a very good name in history. Now, let me conclude. Once again, I will tell. At the early 16th century, India was very weak. There were so many kingdoms. Okay. These kings never thought of like one nation. Under one flag we should go. We should have lot of tolerance, cooperation. No infighting should be. Nothing they thought. What they thought, each king had their own priority. They fought each other between them. This time, what happened? Delhi lost its glory, good name it lost under Ibrahim Lodi. So his personal officials only were against him. They secretly went to Babur and invited him to invade India. Okay. So what happened? Babur attacked India in the early 16th century. Then what happened? Many kingdoms were not having proper law maintenance. There was full of disorder. People's prosperity, needs, aspirations, etc. were not at all taken care. What did they do? They fought each other for extending their power to take the next kingdom under them. People suffered a lot because of this. They thought, how we can get a good ruler? There was no such chance. Now let us discuss and hear this.
अकबर का इतिहास और जीवनी। नमस्कार दोस्तों, स्वागत है आप सभी का हमारे चैनल हिस्ट्री मिस्ट्री में, जिसमें हम बहुत सारे रोचक और अनसुलझे रहस्यों से आपको रूबरू कराते हैं, जो सिर्फ हमारे चैनल पर उपलब्ध है। इसीलिए हमारे चैनल को अभी सब्सक्राइब करें और इस वीडियो को आखिर तक जरूर देखें। तो आइए दोस्तों शुरू करते हैं। मित्रों, जैसा कि आप जानते हैं, अकबर मुगल काल का सबसे कुशल शासक और धर्म निरपेक्ष बादशाह था। मुगल काल का इतिहास बहुत बड़ा और प्राचीन है। दोस्तों, आज हम आपको अकबर के इतिहास और उनकी जीवनी से अवगत करवाते हैं। अकबर का प्रारंभिक जीवन। 1540 ईस्वी में मुगल सम्राट हुमायूं चौसा और कन्नौज के युद्ध में शेरशाह सूरी से पराजित हो गया था और सिंध की तरफ कूच करते हुए उन्होंने हुमायूं के छोटे भाई के अध्यापक शेख अली अकबर जामी की 14 वर्ष की बेटी हमीदा बानो बेगम से निकाह कर दिया। हमीदा ने 15 वर्ष की उम्र में ही सिंध प्रांत में जलाउद्दीन मोहम्मद अकबर को जन्म दिया। अकबर का जन्म 15 अक्टूबर 1542 को हुआ था, जिस समय उनके माता पिता सिंध प्रांत के हिंदू राजा राणा प्रसाद की शरण में थे। हुमायूं के निर्वासन के दौरान अकबर को काबुल लाया गया और उसके चाचाओं ने उसकी परवरिश की। उन्होंने अपना बचपन शिकार और युद्ध कला में बिताया, लेकिन पढ़ना लिखना कभी नहीं सीखा। 1551 में अकबर ने अपने चाचा हिंदल मिर्जा की इकलौती बेटी रुकैया सुल्तान बेगम से निकाह कर दिया। इसके कुछ समय बाद ही हिंदल मिर्जा की युद्ध के दौरान मौत हो गई। हुमायूं ने 1555 में शेरशाह सूरी के बेटे इस्लाम शाह को पराजित कर दिल्ली पर कब्जा कर लिया। इसके कुछ समय बाद ही हुमायूं की मृत्यु हो गई। अकबर के अभिभावक बैरम खान ने 13 वर्ष की उम्र में ही 14 फरवरी 1556 में अकबर को दिल्ली की राजगद्दी पर बिठा दिया। बैरम खान ने उसके वयस्क होने तक राजपाट संभाला और अकबर को शहंशाह का खिताब किया। अकबर के सैन्य अभियान। सूर्य साम्राज्य ने छोटे बालक का भय न रखते हुए हुमायूं की मौत के बाद फिर से आगरा और दिल्ली पर कब्जा कर लिया। बैरम खान के नेतृत्व में उन्होंने सिकंदर शाह सूरी के खिलाफ मोर्चा निकाला। उस समय सिकंदर शाह सूरी का सेनापति हेमू था और बैरम खान के नेतृत्व में अकबर की सेना ने हेमू को 1556 में पानीपत के दूसरे युद्ध में पराजित कर दिया। इसके तुरंत बाद मुगल सेना ने आगरा और दिल्ली पर अपना आधिपत्य कर दिया। अकबर ने दिल्ली पर विजय प्रवेश किया और 1 महीने तक वहां पर निवास किया। उसके बाद अकबर और बैरम खान दोनों पंजाब लौट गए, जहां पर सिकंदर शाह फिर से सक्रिय हो गया था। अगले 6 महीनों में मुगलों ने सिकंदर शाह सूरी के खिलाफ दूसरा बड़ी लड़ाई जीत ली थी। सिकंदर शाह इसके बाद बंगाल भाग गया। अकबर की सेना ने वर्तमान पाकिस्तान के लाहौर और पंजाब इलाके पर कब्जा कर लिया था। अकबर ने राजपूताना शासकों को हराकर अजमेर पर भी कब्जा कर लिया था और इसके बाद ग्वालियर किले पर भी सूरी सेना को हराकर कब्जा कर लिया। अकबर के शासन में मुगल परिवार की बेगमों को काबुल से भारत लाया गया, जो उसके दादा बाबर और पिता हुमायूं नहीं कर पाए, वो अकबर ने कर दिखाया। 1559 में मुगलों ने राजपूताना और मालवा की तरफ से कूच किया। अकबर ने अपने संरक्षक बैरम खान से विवाद के कारण उसको साम्राज्य विस्तार के लिए रोक दिया। 18 वर्ष की उम्र में जवान बादशाह ने राजपाट के कार्यों में रुचि दिखाना शुरू कर दिया। अकबर ने अपने रिश्तेदारों के बहकावे में आकर बैरम खान को 1560 में निष्कासित कर मक्का में हज पर जाने का आदेश दे दिया। बैरम खान मक्का के लिए रवाना हो गए, लेकिन रास्ते में शत्रुओं के बहकावे में आकर क्रांतिकारी बन गए। बैरम खान ने मुगल सेना पर पंजाब में धावा बोल दिया, लेकिन पराजित होकर समर्पण करना पड़ा। अकबर ने उसे फिर भी क्षमा कर दिया और उसे फिर मक्का जाने का विकल्प दिया, जिसको उसने स्वीकार कर लिया। मक्का में जाते वक्त व्यक्तिगत प्रतिशोध के चलते एक अफगानी ने उसकी हत्या कर दी। 1560 में अकबर ने फिर से सैन्य अभियान शुरू किया। अकबर के धर्म भाई आदम खान और मुगल सेनापति पीर मोहम्मद खान ने मालवा पर आक्रमण कर दिया। सारंगपुर के युद्ध में अफगान शासक बाज बहादुर पराजित हो गए थे और खानदेश भाग गए थे। अकबर ने मालवा पर अपना कब्जा कर लिया और बाज बहादुर ने कई सालों तक अकबर की सेवा की। 1562 में आदम खान का अकबर के साथ विवाद हो गया और अकबर ने उसको आगरा में अपने राजमहल की छत से नीचे गिरा दिया। उसकी मृत्यु सुनिश्चित करने के लिए उसने दोबारा आदम खान को ऊपर से गिराया। अकबर ने अपने शासन में कई नियम और कानून बनाए। अकबर के खिलाफ विद्रोह करने की काफी क्रांतिकारियों ने कोशिश की, लेकिन अकबर ने उनको मौत के मुंह में पहुंचा दिया। 1564 में मुगल सेना ने गोंडवाना राज्य पर आधिपत्य कर लिया। अकबर का साम्राज्य और मृत्यु। अकबर का अगला सैन्य अभियान बंगाल और गुजरात था। 1572 में उसने गुजरात की राजधानी अहमदाबाद पर अपना कब्जा कर लिया था। गुजरात पर अपना कब्जा करने के बाद फतेहपुर सीकरी लौटकर उसने अपनी जीत के उपलक्ष्य में बुलंद दरवाजा बनाया। 1593 में अकबर ने दक्कन में सुल्तानों के खिलाफ सैन्य अभियान चलाया। अकबर ने बुरहानपुर के असरगढ़ किले पर कब्जा कर लिया। 1605 में उसकी मौत से पहले उसने बंगाल की खाड़ी तक अपना साम्राज्य फैला दिया था। पेचिश की वजह से 3 सप्ताह तक बीमार रहने के बाद अकबर की मौत हो गई। अकबर की कब्र आगरा में बनाई गई है। अकबर का निर्माण कार्य। मुगल स्थापत्य कला हिंदू और मुस्लिम स्थापत्य का मिश्रण था। अकबर ने इन दोनों के मिश्रण से कई इमारतें बनवाई थी। अकबर के निर्माण का अपना अलग तरीका था, जिससे उसने भवन, इमारतें, महल, मस्जिद, कब्रें और किले बनवाए। अकबर ने सबसे पहले आगरे के किले का निर्माण करवाया था। इस किले के 2 द्वार दिल्ली गेट और अमर सिंह गेट है। अकबर ने लाल पत्थरों से 50 से भी ज्यादा इमारतों का निर्माण करवाया था, जिसमें से कुछ अभी भी और कुछ लुप्त हो गए हैं। इसमें अकबरी महल और जहांगीर महल, इन दोनों महलों को एक ही तरीके से बनवाया गया है। इसके बाद उसने लाहौर का किला और इलाहाबाद का किला बनवाया। उसकी स्थापत्य कला का सबसे सुंदर नमूना फतेहपुर सीकरी था, जिसे उसने अपनी राजधानी बनाया था। इस वीरान जगह को पूरा करने में अकबर को 11 साल लग गए थे। इस शहर को उसने 3 तरफ से दीवारों से और एक तरफ से कृत्रिम झील बनवाई। इस दीवार के 9 दरवाजे और इसका मुख्य द्वार आगरा गेट है। उसने बुलंद दरवाजा का भी निर्माण करवाया, जो मार्बल और बलुआ पत्थरों से निर्मित है। दीवाने खास भी इसकी प्रसिद्ध इमारत है। अकबर ने गरीबों की मदद करने के लिए कई सरायों का निर्माण करवाया। इसके अलावा कई विद्यालयों और इबादत करने की जगह का निर्माण करवाया। तो दोस्तों ये थी जानकारी अकबर के इतिहास के बारे में और उनके जीतने के बारे में। आशा करते हैं कि आपको ये वीडियो जरूर पसंद आया होगा। मिलते हैं अगले वीडियो में।